Hey, welcome back to the Blue Collar Off-Road Podcast, episode 110. Oh, that just doesn't roll off the tongue as well as the other ones. I'm Graham. I'm here with Luke, Cody, and not Richie. Richie is actually dealing with some emergency issues. We don't know the details, but we hope everything's okay. And instead, we have Shawn, who wasn't supposed to be a guest, but he jumped in and we didn't have Richie and we didn't have a guest, so here he is. And it actually works out because we just got his green Jeep back to him after a long wait, sitting on the floor or lift of the shop for quite a while. And we don't really have a plan for this episode. I mean, it's the first episode of the year, so maybe we'll talk about, what we've got planned for this coming year, what we want to do, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, well,
thanks, Cody. Glad you thought that was funny.
Good intro. I'm just a bad fill-in.
Yeah, come on. Why
yes, on both of those.
Immediate follow-ups to keep it going. You keep the flow.
You're doing great. Why would I cut in now? Jeez.
Well, it doesn't sound like we're doing great anymore. It's totally dead.
Graham,
yeah, I
what's
mean,
your plans this year? Like, what are you doing? You doing anything crazy to the rig or what?
Well, I'm gonna make it not fall apart. That's the first plan. We started talking a little bit about this before the podcast. So I think it was last episode. I was giving Luke a bunch of shit because he's like, what did you say? You were like, I'm done with and you've been saying this for a while. This isn't anything new. You're done with the Cherokee platform. You don't want to deal with the unibody anymore. And I was completely on the other side, like, no, you can make it work. Just fucking put it together and, plate things properly and you'll be good to go. And here I am walking in, looking at my Jeep finally, and the unibody right by the track bar, which is always the culprit. It always breaks there. I've had to plate it multiple times. Nothing I've done has made it work. And not rip itself apart. It is literally doing the same, if not more, cracking than it was before I did all this the tube work on the thing. Like, so bad that there's a chunk of unibody rail that's in between plates. Like there's a median where there's no plates, and it is literally just sitting there suspended. I can move it back and forth like a couple millimeters. I can't yank it out, but it's there, and it's doing nothing. It's really funny. So now I'm wishing I had just cut the rails off and tubed it from the firewall forward, like Jacob had told me to, and I said, no, I don't need to do that. I've got plenty of plate on it. And yeah. Now
so is it a slice of humble pie, possibly?
No, it's more just frustrating because it's continuing to reinforce that I'm going to need to cut all of the tube work off of this thing in a year or so anyways. And I'm not looking forward to that.
That right there, though, is my issue with the Cherokee platform is, like, for me to do what I want to do with it, I'm going to have to take the Sawzall to it, and essentially everything down to the original sliders I put on would have to come out. So, like, to get where I want to be, I'm essentially going to have to cut the frame rails off behind the unibody mounts, or rear unibody mounts, for the 4-link, and off in front of them, and literally just leave those mounts for the 4-link where they are. And then everything else has to go because I'm collapsing the frame rails underneath the crossmember section. The front end is like held together by multiple plates and lots of hopes and some dreams. I just don't see long-term viability there without replacing almost everything, similar to what Kyle from a couple episodes is doing. You know?
I'm not far behind. Like, if I do what I want to do with the rear, which is basically cut everything from behind the passenger driver seats backwards, like literally all of it out, unibody rails, everything, it would just be the sides and the doors and the roof. At that point, just cut the rest of it out. Why am I holding it? Luke, you're cycling. I can hear myself through you. It's just like it's at what point do you just say cut it all out and start from scratch? Like I'm thinking to Chris Ayusa's buggy where everything was just.
Jeez, he said his name wrong again.
Ah,
fuck! That's bad, Graham. It's getting
literally ingrained in my fucking head. I cannot get it out. We've gone over this. It's not intentional.
Is it though?
No,
I feel like there's no excuses anymore.
What?
Gosh,
No, it's embedded in his head the wrong way. It's never gonna come. You'd have to restart over with your friendship with him. Like first meet him again.
I think you should. I think that'll help. I think it'll be beneficial for the both of you
Well,
guys.
I'll have to just pretend I've never met him, and then we'll meet.
But now he's just gonna be in
Arizona Ioshua.
Yeah, you're gonna be meeting overlanding Ioshua. That's easy.
That's
rock
weird.
crawling Ayusa, overlanding Ioshua.
Big oofs.
All right, sorry for the sidetrack. Go back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't even related to your question you asked me, which is plans for the new year. I guess it kind of does. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to sort of put together what I want to do. I don't think that'll happen this year, though. I'm gonna just patch it for now. It'll be fine with some proper famous last words, but I think it'll be okay if I just put some strategic plate over the plates that I've already got and weld the cracks, drill the cracks, weld the cracks. I don't know, and then just see what happens with it and keep an eye on it. I mean, I really just don't know what else to do with that other than start over, and I don't really want to do that. I know I get about a year out of it, and then it starts getting pretty bad. So we'll see what happens.
Just plate over it and.
Oh yeah, for now.
Dreams that it'll go for the rest of the year.
No, right now the plan is to just drill the cracks, stop it from continuing to crack, ideally, and then just plate over it.
I guess
if anybody has other suggestions as to what I should do to not be a complete hack about the patches,
take it apart and just do it. Fix
that's
it
not
first,
an option.
the right way.
For multiple reasons, that is not an option at the moment. So
buy a new vehicle.
What?
Just buy a new vehicle. Start fresh. Sell the thing.
Just start with a new Cherokee.
Absolutely not.
Not a new Cherokee. Start with something different.
No. Why would I do that? I love my Cherokee.
Ugh.
It's a piece of garbage, but it's my piece of garbage. I've built it for the past fucking
mechanical
how many years?
Sympathy. I'm gonna puke.
It's not mechanical sympathy. My G's more beat to shit than yours. I just enjoy it, and it's there's something about keeping something that shouldn't be alive.
I couldn't care less.
What?
So I'm saying my ship actually catch on fire and burn to the ground and be like, oh well.
Because you don't wheel it.
Regardless of wheeling it, Luke, that makes no fucking sense.
It makes a ton of fucking sense. If you spent more time with it and it wasn't a lawn ornament, maybe you'd get some attachment to it.
Nah, I don't. Nope. Don't accept. Lousy joke.
Not lousy joke. Serious thought.
Okay.
Anyways.
That was so fucking awkward. If it was at least a funny joke, I'd be okay with it. But it's just like, anyways, moving on. Regardless,
yeah, I don't know. I'm attached to it. I like it. It's not. It's just sort of a fun skin at this point. Like it's going to get to the point where it's not actually what it is. It already isn't what it looks like. Like the thing is barely any Cherokee left. It's got a dashboard. It's got the side panels, the hood, and the roof. Like there's really not much left that's original other than that, the motor and the fuel tank. Literally, most of it is no longer there. So at this point I don't mind just keeping the skins. Like, and if I do if I eventually get to the point where I cut all of the existing tube out, which I'd like to do because I've learned a ton since I first did that cage and did that tube work on the floor and just a bunch of other stuff I want to change. It would, I don't know. It's still a good platform to start with. I enjoy the drivetrain. There'd be a couple things I'd tweak, but nothing crazy.
Now, your future plans, like way later, we're talking a couple years from now, are you going to turn that into a full buggy? Or are you just going to ditch it and
do that? I kind of enjoy the full body part of it, but I need to get this thing into a position that I'm happy with, right? I don't want it to, and I don't think I think I'm a few years out on that. It doesn't necessarily need any more power. I'm fine. I'm totally fine with the 4.0. It is what it is there. I'm okay with the gearing.
So you have plenty of gear for that 4.0. You shouldn't have to spice up the motor to do anything.
No. Yeah, and that's not in the plan. At least not for now. I mean, if anything, I could take that NB 4500 I have that's set up for the 4.0 and just bolt it in, and I automatically have more low range now.
Yeah,
So
the first way lower, and then it kind of steps back up.
oh yeah, it's like a 6, or I could totally be butchering it, but
6.45 first
it's
is what it
it's
should be.
whichever. Is the Chevy the lower one,
Yeah,
or was the Dodge lower?
Chevy's
remember.
lower.
Yeah, so it's the Dodge transmission with the Chevy first gear.
Oh Jesus, okay.
Yeah,
So
a
it's
pretty
like
neat transmission.
6.45 to 1, and you're already getting close to, like, if I remember right, 150 to 1. So that'd put you somewhere in the realm of like 200 to 1 for a first.
Yeah, but is that really needed? God damn.
Well, I mean, it is
I
a
don't
put on
think
an
so.
LS. Right,
I
for
think-
the gearing alone, I guess. I don't know. It'd more just be for fun, right? Or
Yeah,
more strength over the AX15, but I've never had issues with the AX15, which is why I don't really like the drivetrain. I think is fine, other than drive shafts. I need to update the outputs on those so they're actually beefy enough for what it's doing. But like, I don't know. I'm happy with it as it is. Maybe down the road, like, again, this isn't. I wouldn't even consider this on my radar, but I'd build something different. But I kind of like having the jack of all trades, master of none sort of Cherokee going on. Like, it's just fun, right?
Yeah,
That's what I like, is being able to do everything marginally. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to be the best at anything. It's just kind of cool to drive something I've pieced together from no knowledge to vehicles at all to where it's at now, right? It's sort of just like my rolling trophy to myself. Like, I like it. It's my thing. I built it. It started from absolutely nothing, and its progress is proof of my progress as a car person, builder,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
makes sense.
It's more than just a Jeep in my mind, right? That's where the value comes in. There's some sentimental value to it, Cody, that I know you've had more Jeeps, and this one that you have now isn't the one that like got you into cars or did any of that. Like, unfortunately, this fucking thing was.
Yeah,
I
no,
won't say
that
it's the
one
car
is-
that got me into cars, but like it's like the first one I actually did anything to, and it's unfortunately the one that stuck. So
Yeah, I get that. I mean, in my situation, right, it's not that I want to give up on the Cherokee per se. It's that I like the Cherokee for what the Cherokee is, but the next set of steps in the evolution to where I want it to be are such large leaps that I like it's more responsible for me to buy something else or build something else, but probably more realistic to buy something to wheel in the meantime while I were to go back and do those, because of how it like involved the process would be to get where I want to be. It's like I would probably end up cutting off the majority of the tube work that's done on it, or at least having to modify a lot of it. Because, like, I don't have a problem with the roof line and all, but if I'm going to be cutting the rock sliders off, I might as well go and put in a 2-inch diameter A-pillar and then put in the support for it. And if I'm going to be taking all the doors off of it at full time and everything, well, I have other issues like what's going on with the frame rails that need to get addressed, and there's just like this rolling spiral of bullshit that comes along with it compared to just keeping it band-aided together enough to wheel for the future. And then when I have something else doing what I want to do with it, because it's probably a year and a half worth of rebuild at a minimum to get it where I would want it to be.
only if you're only throwing parts at it every once in a while. If you grab
Yeah.
everything you want, I think you could.
I don't know, dude. We're talking about like cutting sections out of the firewall and like cutting the unibody
Cutting the
rails.
firewall is easy.
I mean, it's all
takes
easy.
That
whatever
takes
can
about
go
30
there.
minutes.
I don't disagree with that. It takes about 30 minutes. It's the reconstruction from that sequence of events. And I'm just using that as an example because, like, really, I would want to move my rockers up and then build like a 2x3 or a 2x4, I don't know, 2x2, whatever the fuck it would end up being, frame rail section under it that ties into the rock sliders to actually hold the unibody, and then build new floors over that around an LS and a different transmission, because at that point, why am I going through the effort to build my floors around an AX15 and a 4-liter when I feel quite different about my drivetrain than you do? So it becomes a bigger spiral, and it's like, all right, well, if I've cut all of that stuff out, do I want to just rebuild the entire suspension from zero again and like have everything be in the same location but built differently so it's got more tie-ins, similar to how like a buggy style tie-in would be, with a removable trans tunnel, so when I go to pull the transmission, I can pull the top cover off internally, get at it, and like, it's just continuing to stack as far as the projects go, and I don't have uh, the ambition or the space to do what I need to do at the time that I have now, right? So it's easier for me to come up with like 10, 15 grand and buy a buggy that's not perfect, but going to do what I want it to do until I can do what I need to do to the XJ.
I wish that was the way I went. Just buy something that's ready to go already, and then just, build the XJ the way you want.
Yeah, it's more involved though, because like even with what you did, right? Like, you had good bones to the build. I think I will continue to stand by that. I think there's some stuff that I understand money's a factor. I would have probably done different, but otherwise, I really like how that thing came out.
Oh no,
I-
it came out amazing, and it
I-
definitely
the
had
only-
good bones.
Yeah, the only thing I don't love about it is obviously the motor, because the thing's a piece of junk. At least it hasn't proven itself yet. And that front axle, I tried to, because it's a 50, and I know there are further plans for that in the future. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but coming back to keeping it somewhat in a budget, it'll be functional. I wish I had been able to keep my 50, so we could have just slapped mine underneath it, and I would have been able to make a few tweaks versus a lot of the work that needed to be done to that one. Oh my god, so much cutting of random crap off of that thing. All for an axle that I know isn't going to stay in there for, I mean, maybe it will, but probably won't stay in there the life of the rig. The rest of the rig is in really good shape. Like,
I think that 50 you had a bent housing just from how it destroyed multiple.
I
gear
don't know
sets.
what it had. It was just stupid. It would have been worth throwing a gear set in that one.
Would it
And
though?
just to keep the brackets, it would have been less time for us to just
Probably
put a
would have
gear set
cost
in that.
less too.
It would have cost
Yeah.
less than it was to actually put it together. Because me and Jacob legitimately sat there on both the axles, but more so on the front, cutting and plasma cutting just random shit off of it and then grinding it down to actually make it so we could put new mounts on it for a solid 2-3 days. Not straight, obviously, but
A lot of time spent on a 50.
I know it was a little frustrating, but we knew it had the gears we wanted in it. It was all the matching stuff. And we didn't have another 50 to throw at it, so.
I think it would have
It
been
is what
more
it
in
is.
the long run to go with the 60.
I think you ended up with
built
fortunately, before the stupid scrappers scrapped my 50 that we left outside the door, I did take the knuckles and everything off. So you did get the knuckles. Like, you've got good knuckles on it.
Wait, somebody stole from you guys? Damn.
No, they didn't steal it, but the scrap guys come on Tuesdays, and I left that axle out there. And in their defense, it had been sitting there for 2 weeks, and they didn't take it the first week, but they took it the second week. And I went out there looking for it because I was like, "Oh, we'll just use mine," and it was gone. I was like, "No!" I left it in the scrap area. Like, it wasn't. I planned on moving it. I didn't plan on scrapping it, or I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. But yeah, I didn't expect it to disappear, and it did. So I was a little upset, but it's fine.
Well. It is what it is. Now we've got a working, functional axle, so it's fine.
So
Yeah.
You got my old Reds, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Sick.
2 of them do not hold air, but that's okay.
Half the fun.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta get you gotta get your onboard pump working, and then it won't matter. They fill up fast. You don't need a lot of air in them, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna throw a tank in the back somewhere, and that way I can have air chilling, ready to go. But we'll see.
That's a good point. I forgot about your tank. Would you put that in between the fuel tank and the back, or would you put that in like one of the side compartments? Do you think?
I was thinking in the side on the back, and then putting another Milwaukee pack out piece in, like a half size, not the full size that you put in there. And then putting like my cooler on top of that. Just that way it's out of the way and just hidden, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. It kind of all depends on the size of the tank I'm going to put in. I'm not quite sure. I have a tank sitting at my house, so I could always just throw that in. I think it's a 5-gallon. So that might be a bit much to put in the side, but we'll see. That's
I mean, you got plenty of space, like in between the pack out plate and the front seats too. Technically, like you could just bolt it to the floor if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find a spot. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna try to find a spot where it's like out of the way, not a convenient location for anything else. As long as it's, not taking up space that could be used for easy access, like tools or spare parts that can be strapped down, then that's where it'll end up going. So I think a few test runs out is going to help me kind of determine where I'm going to put that. But we'll see. First things first, I got to get it running right.
Yeah. Which I'm hoping
Did we ever figure out kind of more what was going on with it? Was it O2? Is it like a same thing that Richie was having issues with? Is it?
No, I think.
No, so the motor is a 92. It's 1992. The O2 sensors are newer in it. Weird that they look newer, unless you put those in.
I just put a new one in. I put a new one in.
Okay, that's why. We kind of think it has to do with the distributor. We know that the starter is complete shit. It won't even crank now unless you tap on it 1.5 million times, and I don't want to keep doing that. So we're gonna slap a distributor at it, and hopefully that clears up a lot of the bullshit.
So sorry to cut you off. The starter thing is just it's a curse of that shop. Luke's Jeep, when we brought it in, it sat out back for like maybe a week, and then we pulled it in, and I went to go pull it in, and it wouldn't start. Starter was dead. I went to work on mine, went to pull it in the shop, starter was dead. Yours, it just reversed it. Starter was not dead.
I can't blame your shop for that. No way.
No, you can, because it's literally happened to every Cherokee. Every single Cherokee that's gone in there. That's the same starter
that's been in that motor that's been sitting for.
Yeah, but you want to know what? It was
now?
Starting totally fine for the entirety of its day, and now it goes to leave, and it dies.
All right, that's your shop.
Typical. Yeah.
So your shop is cursed.
Yeah, it's the Beverly air. It's just real salty or something. It kills starters.
Well, I mean, it is very salty. You have salt water right in the backyard, pretty much.
Yeah.
You have to drive by boat to get there.
Could probably.
Actually, that close to the water, though. I mean, I
drive over the water every day to get there if I go to the shop.
What the fuck?
There's a big old bridge.
Dang.
Yeah, you want to take a break from working on something and go fishing? You can. Just go catch your own lunch.
No, he might get attached to the fish, just like he does with the Jeep. Can't be doing that. Sorry.
I don't know why I didn't get into boats. Boats would be so much cooler with where I am.
No, they're expensive.
I know they are, but not if you get a really shitty one. Listen, Dave Rooks.
All about that, dude.
Dave Rooks literally called me, like cold called me. Actually, no, technically Jacob called me. And a lot of you guys probably don't know who David Rooks is. David Rooks is, he literally is a story creating machine. If you want interesting things to happen, you just talk to him, become friends with him, and then you'll be pulled into random adventures or misadventures that are just absolutely ridiculous. Like there's
camping with
no
us
logic
in New Hampshire in a snowstorm with a t-shirt on and no top to his Jeep.
What?
And he was sleeping in the Jeep.
We slept in the Jeep.
It was a TJ.
Sleeping is overrated, or not overrated. That's you overstate that. There was no sleeping that happened. We sat by the fire until the morning because it was so fucking cold.
Oh my god.
But yeah, either way, David Rooks with that same TJ bought this boat from some random dude not on the Cape. I think it was close to the Cape though. Called the Ship of Fools. Fitting.
That was the name of the boat.
That was the name of the boat.
Why would you buy that boat?
It had a problem with the motor. Not a huge problem. It was just a V8. Like literally, Jacob could have fixed it. Probably. I don't know what the issue was. Maybe like the something with the prop was bad. I don't know. Either way, the guy didn't put the lug nuts on the trailer wheels tight, so the trailer wheel fell off on the highway. Well, he's towing this big boat. I don't know how big it was. I don't know the average length of a boat. It was at least 20 something feet. Big boat for a TJ. And the wheel fell off the trailer. So he was like, "Do you have a jack I could use to prop this thing up?" And I wasn't that close, but I was closer than anybody else. So, we went and we got to look at the Ship of Fools. But he got that thing for a hell of a steal, is what I was trying to say. And if the wheel hadn't fallen off, and he had actually fixed the motor, it would have been pretty funny to have a boat.
Curious if it exploded.
I mean, who cares at that point? Just drive it till it doesn't float, and then swim home. That's
very
so
expensive
illegal.
recovery.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is so illegal.
You don't need to recover the boat. Just
No,
let
you
it sink.
just get charged like crazy until you do.
Yeah, that's fine. Only if they catch you.
Oh my God.
I don't know how.
because
Again, I don't
you
know how
have
boating
your-
works. But if they don't see your boat sink and you just swim to shore and don't say anything, what are they gonna do?
Just never register your name, you'll be fine.
Well, they don't need. Maybe I don't. I mean, yeah, that's that. This is exactly it. I let Dave register it, and then he can deal with the ramifications, but he won't.
Slut? Is that who
which
we're
is-
talking about?
What?
Something about pizza slut?
Yes.
Oh, that makes more sense now. I didn't realize that originally that's who we were speaking about.
Yeah. David Rooks, aka Pizza Slut, I guess.
Whatever,
I forgot that was his name in the group chat.
Yeah.
He hasn't been active
sad.
in a while. He's but anyways, yeah, so boats.
No more boats.
No more boats.
No more boats.
All
But
you
yes,
find
he's
is always
got a
boats
decent
covered.
spot for fish and like that stuff. You can see the ocean. Just a 2
What
minute
the
walk.
hell is this episode? How did we- yes, so your starter is junk. We'll fix that. Did we get to the timing portion of that where we're thinking it's timing?
No.
No,
Did you?
no.
You never told me that.
But I literally distributor.
No, just the distributor. It's not timing. It's the
That's
distributor might just be junk.
Well, the distributor is, based off of timing.
Well, did you ever take it
Hold
out?
on. Question.
No.
Is it when you guys
You don't
turn
take
it off?
Cherokee distributor out.
Okay.
No, but did you? I'm asking.
No.
Okay, Cody. Sorry. Go on.
if when you guys turn it off, does it stay running?
No,
No.
Okay, never mind then. 'Cause it's a
I've never
common
actually had the chance to shut it off, though. It shuts itself off.
Oh, then well, have you guys checked? I mean, have you guys actually read what the O2 is putting out? Like, is it ready?
It's a brand new OEM brand O2 sensor, I believe.
That's fantastic, but what's it reading, Jack?
I don't know. I mean, good. It's
Hook
new.
up a
It better be.
No, but I'm
tester
saying,
to
like,
it.
if it's retarded, then it's not going to be putting out a lot of fuel.
That's
If it's
rude.
late, well, no, if it's retarded, then it'll be putting out.
You
a lot
saying
of fuel.
Luke doesn't put out a lot of fuel?
I don't know. I'm
Harsh.
just saying retarded means that
Harsh.
it's slow. Like it's it's letting fuel out the exhaust before it's actually igniting it.
Oh, it
And-
definitely is doing that. She runs
Oh,
red.
definitely.
Can you turn that like like a 350 Chevy? Can you actually like rotate the distributor?
No, you
You
cannot.
got like a half a degree of rotation in them. They're fixed.
The computer does all of it. It's a pain in the ass.
Wait, the computer rotates the distributor?
No, no, no.
No,
God.
the computer. No. So basically, you have to top dead center the first piston and then drop it in a certain way. The distributor has to drop in a certain way to lock in properly, to then be in rotation properly, and it just does the rest from there. The computer just says, "Oh, spark."
Yeah, it speeds up and delays the firing of the coil.
Computer controlled advance.
You
Maybe.
know, and that's controlled off of your crank position sensor, if I remember correctly, or the distributor, the little waffle below the distributor.
That's a good point. I don't think we've ever pulled a distributor. I don't trust the previous guy who worked on that thing.
Maybe it's got a bad. Like,
Not Eric, not
I
original
say, I
dude.
don't think Eric even.
No. I'm talking about that middle dude who painted the thing fucking green. That dude.
Yeah, that dude
Clearly, he has no taste in colors, but at the same time, he probably didn't know how to put a distributor in. There is a very high chance the thing hasn't run right since then. We don't know. But it also has been sitting for a long time, so.
What if he pulled the distributor to paint the vehicle and got paint in the where the cam lobe goes?
I don't think he did. I mean, he got paint on everything else, but I don't think he got it
Oh,
in there.
well, my idea is crazy. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Listen, you're assuming that this dude could even take a distributor out.
You should have seen his welds.
Oh,
Mhm.
God. Yeah, I mean, I can't weld for shit, but I can take a distributor off. Don't judge a book by its welds.
I
All right,
just-
that's what I always.
no,
So-
I'm
You don't have a
judging
distributor.
hard.
What are you talking about?
I know.
You're a coil pack, just like me. It's
This is
better
the
that way. You just plug it in and don't have to worry about it.
OEM on those for the coil packs.
I don't know. Mine's beat to shit, and it's never had an issue.
No,
I had a
Kate-
spare one, and then it broke because I was carrying it around in the Jeep, and the plug broke off. So now I don't have a spare, but it's never been a problem.
Kate's is doing weird things when it rains. For starting to
Oh,
think,
we'll just
they
probably
have a
ground.
bad habit of frying themselves if they have a bad ground.
she's had bad ground issues before, so I could imagine that might be the problem. And she has a fucking valve cover leak that still have never fixed.
Well, that's probably helping the grounds, cleaning them up.
No, it coats them and then they just fucking stop working.
That's just very odd.
Yeah, it's fine.
Why don't okay, well that's
So-
her New Year's resolution should be to
Get a tool
A,
set.
buy inner fenders, and B, fix the valve cover. And
So
you know,
here's another point that I wanted to just casually bring up that I don't know if you guys have looked at yet, but it's possible that you also have a bad regulator on the fuel rail.
That's very possible too. No, I don't
No.
like that shit because it's cold as hell out, and I'm not working outside on somebody else.
I don't think the regulator's bad.
So the reason I bring that up is that my rig, when it was having fueling issues, does very similar shit. So,
Only in the rain though.
his is only acting up in the rain.
His?
No.
Oh, I was going back to Shawn's stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't have much to add because you coil pack things are weird.
So, Luke, this thing will run completely fine if you stick it at $2,000. Completely fine.
fucking. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly. I'll have to ask Marvell, but Marvell had the same issue. Yeah, I'll have to ask him.
On a 92?
It was his was a 95.6.
Okay, so
Close
OBD1.
enough.
Yep.
Let me ask.
So this thing will run totally fine as long as you give it RPM. It doesn't idle for shit. And I thought it was a relearn thing, but then I think before we left before we were trying to go to Roush with the thing, in its half put together state, which I'm so glad we didn't do, because holy fuck, that would have been bad.
I don't even think it would have gone off the trailer.
No, it wouldn't have. I mean, you might have, but it would have fallen apart immediately after.
Pretty sure I would have been losing parts
Literally
on the way down.
nothing was tight. Literally nothing. I had to go through the entire thing and tighten every single bolt before you picked it up, because it was all still like in not tightened states. But yeah, we were just sitting on not rev limiter, but it was sitting at $2,000 for a solid. I don't know, how long would you say, Shawn? Probably an hour. At 2 a.m, trying to get it to run right so we could pull it out with no exhaust. It was just totally open head, or not open header, but cat forward of the cat about a foot back was just not there. Like no cat, no nothing, just dumping from the downpipe. So, and that didn't learn. It seemed like it changes what it does every once in a while, but there's no rhyme or reason for how it runs. Sometimes it runs good in the cold, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't like running warm, so it doesn't like learning. Can't blame it.
I'll see what happens. I have another computer. I might slap at it, just see what that does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because technically that computer belongs to that harness, though.
Right. No, I know that, but it doesn't belong to that motor. So.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Not that really matters.
I have an answer. So Marvell said he kind of parts cannoned it, but it's only 3 things, so it's really not the end of the world. He did a distributor cap. He did a mass airflow sensor, and then he did the ignition coil. So what we believe was the problem.
We did the coil.
So then I do distributor cap, and then maybe mass airflow if you haven't done a mass airflow.
Did we put
the one that's on there now is off of the Jeep that was running the original
distributor cap
2.0. Same thing.
I'm a diagnostics professional.
Okay, we'll try it. Doing this.
I don't think it's expensive. I think it's like $20, $30. So.
Oh yeah, no, they're cheap. I think I have it under warranty, anyways.
A distributor.
Yeah, and with how it's running now, it's literally like it's popping. It's like pre-igniting almost or something. It's not happy. Or posting. It's opening as it's exiting, I guess, right? Because it's shooting flames out of the entire exhaust tube.
Oh, then it's just retarded.
It's retarded as fuck.
Right.
So then that could be just like the fucking rotor's worn out.
Yeah, very likely. Which is why I said distributor.
Yeah, Cody, name a single part on a Cherokee. I've got it under warranty at AutoZone. From literally 1990 all the way up to
Dana 30 U-joints.
I have them.
Chrysler U-joints.
Got them under warranty. Everything.
Wow. They wouldn't let me warranty mine because
they're lifetime.
Yeah, but they I don't know. They said that they had to be completely destroyed, but in a certain way is the only way that they would lifetime mine.
Your AutoZone stinks. Mine are great.
You stink, okay?
I could literally bring up a handful of them, probably 6, and be like, give me all of these, replace them.
That's because I'm not good at sucking dick like you, okay? That's probably why.
I didn't do any of that. Didn't need to. I just know the manager. She's a cool person.
Oh, you out here muff diving. Okay, I got it.
No.
No.
You're kind of muff to dive?
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah, I do remember having very similar issues, and if not, I don't know, just put a cool new 5.2 out of a ZJ, make it something interesting.
I mean, it almost has a 2-step.
LS.
When it's running like shit, it almost has a 2-step. It'll only it's like it's got a limiter set to 35? No, like 35 yeah, and it just goes and then it shoots flames out of the exhaust.
Sometimes it doesn't even have a rev limiter. We brought it up to what was it, almost $6,000?
Like 65 before I saw it.
Hold on, having this many issues and you guys are still not thinking it's crank position sensor? What?
No.
What?
Well, if it was reading that on the speedo, the TAC, isn't the TAC driven off the CPS?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if the CPS wasn't working right, wouldn't the TAC fail?
It's definitely working. Also, I didn't realize that old Cherokees have a TAC that goes to 7 versus the newer ones only have it go to 6. Because when it went to 65, I was like, I don't even think mine reads that high. How the fuck does this one get there?
They had high ambitions back then, you know. They're like, we're gonna get these things to fucking rev.
Is there?
Those
When did they put a
motors,
rev
they'll
limiter in?
out.
My
I would
Renix had a rev limiter, so that was an 88.
They've
What
always
was
had a
it
rev
set
limiter,
to?
but the rev always sets to, I think it was like 5,500 in the older one.
Yeah.
High, I think, isn't it?
This was not
No,
stopping. It was higher than
yeah.
55.
This one's
my
like shut
sad
off.
little rev
Wait,
limiter.
high idle 5,500?
No.
No.
Oh,
Rev limiter.
okay. I'm sorry. That made me nervous.
You can
My
put a high
sad
idle
little-
switch in.
You can, but that's 1500 RPMs, not 55.
You can
Yeah,
set it.
that's true.
It'll be fine.
Also, I have to
Still
say
runs.
it's hilarious. Mine goes into rev limiter at 52.5, which is why it's got such a sad, like, slow rev limiter. I think.
I would think that would make it faster.
No, it's what? Graham, do you have a brain, or are you the retarded one in the vehicle?
Well, I'm
doing
just
double
thinking.
timing?
You think of
No,
First off,
no.
I've seen Shawn's rev limiter lower, and it hits it faster because it can't stay off.
What?
Of never mind. Okay, it's fine.
Just revs
Mine's
up
just
and
funny
down.
because it's like bang, wham, bam, bam. It's great.
Yeah, that's a
it's
normal
amazing.
Cherokee.
No, it's like a normal Cherokee, but at like 3/4 speed or half speed.
It does sound a little slow. I'll give you that. I don't know why. It's got to be the exhausts, right? There's always like subtle differences with people's exhausts that affect that shit. Plus, like, who knows what the hell's wrong with your fueling and timing and whatnot. Oh
I
boy.
thought he figured all that out.
So
No?
Go
did
fuck yourself, Cody.
he. So did he.
Multiple
Okay, so it's
times
back to
now.
not running.
Well,
Nice.
currently it's not
Oh.
running because I'm waiting on Jeg shipping,
Ah,
and I actually have to get the new fuel cell moved into the position I want it to be. I'm moving it forward a couple inches because I have to re-drill the holes anyway. So why not move it forward? And yeah, there's just some minor stuff going on in there. And like I'm gonna be making up a mounting plate for it, and just some weird little shit like that's going on because I have to plumb in the new out of tanks inline pump.
Which one did you end up going with? That red line 9,000 something that I got for Shawn's Jeep is actually working really well.
Is it quiet?
it's not super loud. It's pretty quiet, but you'll hear it turn on.
Every external pump you're going to hear. It's quieter
Yeah.
than some. Quieter than the old one that was in it.
I'm
Why-
going with a Jegs high pressure, so it's a 90 psi pump, and then just running that into the Corvette regulator, and then from the Corvette regulator to the 4-liter. So hopefully it works. I'm going to try and wire it into the stock settings as well, so we'll see. But my fuel gauge is no longer going to work, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is.
I mean, that's not.
You can add a adapter to that.
No,
Make it
just do
work.
like a snowmobile float where like it's just like a stick with a curly Q and a float, and then at the top it tells you how full or like not full it is.
I'm not even going to bother.
Reading
I'm
off
just-
of that.
It's a trail rig, and with how deep the pickup is, I'm just going to bring a pair of 5-gallon gas cans with me and fill it up at the end of the day. It doesn't burn that much gas, right? Like,
No, They
the
really don't. I mean,
yeah,
you can
and one
buy
day of
oil.
wheeling, I burn like a third of a tank. So,
Probably.
you know, maybe sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's like 7-8 gallons, but either way, if I bring a 10-gallon set of gas or 2 5-gallon cans, I should be able to make it through an entire weekend without a problem.
And we'll have something to start a fire with. Duh. I like this idea.
Speaking of starting fires, Cody, what are you doing to yours this year? You doing any upgrades, or are you just gonna let it sit and rot away?
Let it sit.
Oh Jesus, Cody's not wheeling this year.
No, it's not true.
Just like the previous ones.
Yep.
You're the only one who can make that that joke stop, Cody.
Yeah.
Are you at least gonna bring it up to Vermont this year?
Absolutely not. I don't even know if I'm going. Badlands is boring as fuck.
Wow.
The blacks are literally boring as shit, and I can't do the reds. So what kind of?
All right.
is
So
that?
do you want me to change it to Field and Forest instead?
Yes, that'll get my ass in. That'll.
Do
get
you
my
even have a
ass
winch?
going. No, but I'll buy one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you have a
Gotta
winch.
be working
I do
on
actually,
in
you're
35
right, Luke.
minutes.
I
Doesn't
do
even
have a
know.
winch. I forget it's in the back seat of my Jeep.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
gave you the winch.
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that. It was his going away present to me. He was like, "I don't want this, and I don't feel like selling it. Here you go." And I'm like, "Oh, for me?"
All right. Well, why don't you put in our group chat for the club then, and put up the thing asking Field and Forest in July or Vermont. I'm gonna leave it up to you.
So the only thing is if Wheeling for Warriors is at Field and Forest, we need to do it. We need to do our event before it because of what happened to Badlands that year that we went after Wheeling for Warriors. It was destroyed. Every trail was like terrible.
It's like the first. What is it? Not Labor. Is it Labor Day? That's the beginning of the year. I forget. They're doing it like that weekend.
You mean first of the year? You talk about like
First like holiday weekend of the year. It shoots off the summer.
oh, okay. Well, the first holiday weekend of the year would be coming up, and that'd be Martin Luther King Day. So
No, oh my, just the summer weekend. The
Weekend in the summer.
Father's
Memorial
Day?
Day. Memorial Day.
the
My wife just
19th?
came in clutch over here.
Tell her she's great. We appreciate it.
They said you're great. They appreciate it.
So, okay, when's Memorial Day though? Isn't that like the 20 something?
It's May, correct? If I remember right.
I don't know. I'm clueless. Okay, I don't remember very well.
May
the date.
29th. So
Okay,
that
yeah.
weekend.
Oh,
It's
so yeah, we're
way before July.
Oh, sweet. All right.
2 months.
I'm game. I think we should definitely do it.
I don't think it matters when Wheeling for Warriors happens because that property changes constantly. Like it's not a.
No, I was
say Rockaholics is on there every weekend, so all the trails get
those trails every weekend. So.
changed each weekend.
That's the best part about having a little Jeep is you ain't gotta worry about that. You're not gonna be on the same trail.
Yeah, you'll just be winching everywhere.
No, I'm not gonna be winching everywhere. What?
Mm-hmm.
Name the last time I've ever winched, motherfuckers.
You don't have
When's
the
the last
on
time you
your
ever
Jeep.
went to Field and Forest?
Today I went earlier and hung out with Bob.
Yep, I bet you did.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not gonna be running
Sure.
blacks. I'm literally only gonna be able to do blues without a doubt. So
Don't even think you're allowed on blues with 35s.
yes.
No, he is. You need a winch though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need a cage for blacks. But either way, yes, I'd prefer to go to Field of Forest. I would definitely put a fire into my ass to go Wheeling more. It's pretty much the same distance. It's closer for you guys. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do the thing.
And there's showers.
True.
All right, you've light the club's ass on fire on that one.
No,
You've
because I
figured
think
that out.
my text is literally going to be, "We're not going to Badlands. We're going to Field and Forest. Get ready, pussy." Is my exact text.
No, you gotta pull it. You gotta get a
I
pull
don't-
going.
I like the Badlands trip, not because
It's
the
just
Wheeling's the
boring, though.
greatest.
It's just
What
It's
are you
just
talking about?
way
It's boring.
the
That's what
trails
we do
are
every
not
year.
fun. Yeah, like it's the same thing over and over again. And for like us people who are not on tons and 40s with stickies, if not like, or even just 40s in general, is like I'm not gonna be running the reds with my 35s. That's kind of silly.
I'll
And
putz around on all the other trails with you.
yeah, I'm gonna putz around. I might as well go to a golf course and rent a golf cart at that point.
All right, why don't you just rent my Jeep? Go do
What?
some reds.
No, why would I rent it at that point? I'm gonna we just go wheel together. And
The rental is you fix it if you break it.
That's
It's
literally
the
it.
tried and true. You can't fall into that trap though because you'll always break it, and then you basically start upgrading that person's Jeep for free.
Like Luke did with Miguel's buggy.
And Shawn did with Miguel's buggy.
Yep.
Wait,
Miguel
you
just
have
knows
to
when to
buy
get out. He gets out, lets somebody else drive it, then they break it, and he gets the upgrade. It
It's
works
because
perfect.
he likes watching other people drive his rig, so he can see how it
He's-
performs.
He's like a wheeling cuck.
Miguel likes to watch others have fun.
Yes,
He
This is
doesn't give
true.
a fuck if it's
Yes.
in his rig, Brianna's rig, and kind of cuck is the perfect term for it, Graham, but it makes me uncomfortable
I know.
because then I just instantly think of Brianna. I'm like, oh no, that's like mom and dad over there. Like, like, this is weird now.
This
But
is
no, like
no.
that's I don't even think he cares. But like other than that, I kind of agree though. Like just like if somebody's like sent off to the side and he's had enough wheeling, he should be like, hey, go have fun. Don't break it or you buy it. And then he's like, ooh, you broke the part that I needed to fix anyways. Weird.
Well, in his defense, that part was never broken or
Yeah,
even.
the
It didn't
yoke-
look like it was gonna
Front
break.
jack or something?
So I broke his front yoke on his front axle. And yeah, split it pretty good. Not a big deal. It's $100 for a new one, and that's even the upgraded one. So
Oh, did
There
you
you
put a
go.
Forge 4340 on there?
I know it's forged, but I don't know what he's got yet. / he hasn't got it. So
I'm running the Forge 4340s on mine or on my front 60, and it's been holding up pretty good.
send me the
It's-
link for that, so that way I can just order it for him. Because at this point, he's never gonna do it.
All right,
So
I'll
you're
have
over
to go and
here
find it.
harassing me, and Miguel hasn't even worked on his own shit. That's
No, he's
Miguel
done for the
has
year
a
because of you
buggy on
guys.
43s.
Miguel has a Supra as well. What do you want? Like, I mean, what's the point? What are we getting at?
I think the point is Cody needs a Supra.
Yeah,
On
the
43s.
Supra.
Yes,
So-
see,
then you
now
can
we're
then,
getting
then you can
somewhere.
just neglect the Supra like Miguel, and you can build the Jeep, and then you'll same thing.
Well, the Supra's gonna get worked on soon. It's finally in a garage. It's
I know.
getting there.
It's no longer in a
outside-
storage container.
Oh, okay. At least it was in a container. I was.
Oh yeah, no, he's never left that outside.
Thank
that's-
God.
That's a big no. He takes care of that car. So, I mean, sorta. It's
That's
getting there.
Is it
And in a storage container.
Yeah.
is it auto or a manual?
Unfortunately, it's an auto.
That's sad.
It is a turbo auto though. So at least-
Yes, it is a big turbo auto.
yeah. So at least it has that going.
Yeah. Well,
Better than my Supra. That's for damn sure.
you can buy
Yeah,
a
those
Supra.
are-
They're cheap.
Are they? Are they?
Yes.
cheap? Okay.
Yeah,
let's
just
do a
not
little bit-
not the one that he has. Not that body style.
Well, even the like the Mark III Supras, even the Mark III Supras are like $20K now. They're fucking insanely expensive for what they are.
Eh.
If I had it'd be a chaser, be what I'd want for something with a 2J in it. Hell yeah, or Cresta technically, but
I can
Same
see you
thing.
getting out of wheeling soon. Oh Jesus!
why is that? Why is that?
You
What
won't
else
even
am I
work
gonna
on your
do?
own rig to go out and do anything
Where
fun.
am I supposed to?
Anywhere. What do you mean?
Okay, no. So, and I've talked about this a million times. Literally for the past 6 months, me and Marvell have been working on other people's stuff at Marvell's house. So I wasn't gonna be a dickhead and just try to slide mine in. Not to mention my sister.
Fair
Do you know how
enough.
long my sister's Jeep has been neglected? My sister now has 4.5 35s locked front, and she's getting the locked rear soon. So
Nice.
like we're doing more than that. Buckley has his Jeeps now being built up. He's talking about doing 3-link stuff. We have another kid that we're helping out. So like there's a it's kind of
There's a list.
yeah. And
Get
like,
your name in there.
Yeah, come
oh,
on.
my name's at the top. I could have bullied everybody else out, but like it's not the end of the world right now. Like kind of going through the
You have a
old-
winter. Make your thing so it can wheel, and let's get you out. I want to see you wheel this year.
I am. I know. Everybody keeps saying it. I got it. I got
Yeah,
it.
because you're just this great dude, and then you don't have a Jeep, or you don't bring it.
Man.
Just
It's
a
so
hindrance.
sad.
Caitlin must feel the same way, huh? She was in it for the Jeep and like, hey, he's all right. He's a guy. And then like, damn, now no Jeep. And I'm just stuck with an all right guy.
Yep.
I don't think that's what she's saying.
Ah, probably.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
there-
she's really just staying in it for the pegging. Let's be honest.
Oh, man. That's rough.
the
You knew
throwback.
that was coming.
I haven't heard that one in a while, so that was,
Yeah,
you
it's
that was
been a
good.
minute.
Tell me when they're gonna
It
come,
was
dude.
it was begging to be brought back.
I'm
But
definitely not begging for the pegging.
Yes, you are.
Oh shit.
Fuck, man. I think that coming up, like, I'm just trying to keep my shitbox together because I'm more excited about the trips than I am about the Jeep upgrades. Like, I just want to keep it in one piece.
How does Richie get away with no harassment, but I get all the harassment? Now
he's got a kid.
He's got
Oh yeah, he's got it. Yep, that's the.
Where's your kid?
Hold on,
called
wait a
Sydney.
minute.
Butt baby doesn't
Wait a
count.
I can sit here and rag on Richie if I wanted to, because I also have
You could.
3 kids. So please.
Yeah,
also,
but like, you've set yourself up to where now you can. All right. The
Fact.
first 2 years of me being in the club, I didn't see you once. I don't think I met you until like my 3rd year in.
Well, I was
This
your
is
first
true.
year. I was dealing with cancer, so
Well, why did you just stop having cancer? That's something.
I
He
don't know,
did.
man.
That's
I
why
mean,
he's here.
it went away.
Good. Good. See, why can't I just do that with
Remission's
my
great.
But either way, you've now set yourself up to where you're actually like successful and like super like good at your job too. So like it all works out to where now then the Jeep comes. Now I just got to get to that point too. I just got to get my boss to quit, take over his job, make more money, and then I'll be fucking mint.
There you go. Do it.
Yeah.
Force him into retirement.
We tried that, and then we hired good people, and now he actually has fun at work. It sucks.
No, he actually.
I'm not even joking. Like a month ago, he was like, honestly, I was ready to retire, and then like you guys came in and you're fun, and I actually enjoy being here now. And I'm like, God damn it! Like I wanted a promotion, and now he likes us. But yeah, sooner or later it'll happen. Just got to get more life shit in order. There's some things that I was neglecting. The Jeep was taking precedence of. So
I understand that. That's why I sent mine off to Graham to get built, so that way I could do life things.
Yep. Because
Yeah,
I don't
have
need to
that
do
option.
life things. Those aren't important.
Yeah, you don't have life things. Like,
Apparently not compared to you fuckers.
I mean, I've got a whole family over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have
None
nothing
day.
compared to
I
that.
got it.
So that's been my new thing. I don't know if I talked about this in the last episode, didn't I? Didn't I say that joke? Or you just say that
I don't
randomly when people. Never mind.
It worked because it was like in the background. I was listening to Shawn and it just kind of like streamed in at the top, right? It just
My
was.
favorite is when people are arguing and then I just like slide that in and they're just like, "What? What did you say?" Ah, nothing. Oh shit. So realistically, where is the first place that your rig's gonna wheel? Like, what trip are you like? It needs to be here regardless of what happens.
Shoot. As of right now, it's I don't even know because I haven't even gotten a test run on it. Right, so I want to get it running right, and I want to go hit my bell real quick just as a test and tune because I can flex it out, see what's hitting where, and we can
Roll
go
it
from there. I
over.
think it's gonna be fine. Graham did an amazing job, and I'm not trying to tickle his balls on that one. But he did a good job at putting this thing together. So we'll see how it
Allegedly.
performs. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. We'll see how it goes.
Run now.
And then it has to make either. Now you want to change July, but it has to make the Vermont run, at least the July run, wherever that may end up being. And then I don't know. I don't think I'll be making it down to what do you guys want to do? Good evening. I
Yeah.
don't think that's gonna happen. That's
So there's
just
a chance, but probably not.
exactly. So as of right
So
now, I
is this
don't
where I
have-
start bullying you because you've got like 9 months to get ready for one trip?
Well, we'll see what happens.
You have 9 fucking months.
Yeah, we'll see where I'm at. I got a lot going on. We got a lot of life changes happening at home that's gonna affect a little bit of that. So that's why I'm not really looking to travel. I'll wheel as much as I can around here, but we're not looking to travel much.
I mean,
So we'll see.
fair. I can't blame you for that. I penciled in. I'm I'm thinking at the moment it's looking like 2 big trips. It's looking like S'more and then Good Evening are going to be my large trips for the year.
I would like to make Good Evening. I keep hearing good things. I watched a few videos of the place. It looks good. So we'll see.
It's a cool property, and then on top of that, it's a party the entire time you're there.
Yeah, but I don't do party things.
Well,
I'm old.
it doesn't even have to be like a party like for the young kids. It can be like go back to the cabin and grill like steak tips. And drink fancy whiskey or
that's
like
not my party.
drink your tea,
Drink
and fucking
fancy
latte.
water.
Drink fancy water. I'll have sparkling water.
Bubbly water.
Yeah, drink your Dr. Pepper with your feet up by the campfire while you watch the idiots go and wreck their shit on the night ride. Or be the adult on the night ride to stop the idiots from wrecking their shit.
Could do that, but I'd rather wreck my shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shawn would be in on that.
100%.
I tell you what, though,
Go bye.
next time we're there, that climb that my fuel pump cucked me on, I am going to make, whether or not I
Not
like
the
blow
bottom
the
of,
rig up.
Not Armageddon. The fucking ridiculously steep blue at the end of the green.
Huh?
No, not a Badlands.
Oh, my bad. I thought that's what he was talking about.
We're talking about Good Evening Ranch.
Yeah, I was very confused there.
Where
No,
the
I'm
hell are
talking
you
about
at?
the climb that I
What?
got like 3/4 of the way up it, and then my fuel pump died, and then I had to spot Graham up it, and Graham made it, and I think it was 3rd gear, low.
Yes,
That was a good climb.
yes, it was. It was hilarious.
It was hilarious watching you fuck it up. Like there's one specific spot you have to be in, and then if you're not in that one specific spot, you just get kicked off to the side, and it wants to put you on your lid. It's great.
Well, you fall off that rock, like you literally fall off.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, like it's a controlled chaos, straight up. But it doesn't want to keep you straight.
No, you have to keep the rig, or you have to fight the rig straight, and you have to like hit it at an angle to start. It's cool. It's also very fun because Tony's going to be there again, and he continues to make fun of me for my driving style. So,
Well, we'll see if he even has a rig this year.
I
know
actually
he's trying to
talked
get
to
that
him.
XJ done, but he's selling that now. Now he's doing a
Yeah.
TJ.
I talked to him. He was talking about putting a 44 and a 9 under it, and I'm like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yeah, well, he's trying to do something more like IB Jeepin's rig, just dead simple stupid, like stickies, low center of gravity.
I gave him my thoughts. I think we'll probably be talking to him again at some point eventually, so we'll cover that more then. But my whole thought process is I think it's dumb to put in another 760 U-joint axle to replace the 760 U-joint axle.
Not if you put RCVs in it.
Yeah, but then if you're putting RCVs and you're already at the point of almost having,
Yeah, but at that point it's a weight and clearance thing that you're putting the weight savings and clearance gains with a larger tire that you can run with the RCV that will
Looks like
it's going to exceed what you get with a 60 clearance wise. And I mean you see that in Colton's rig and like just the things that he can do with that very simple rig. And I mean he didn't break. I'm sure he's tuned that thing for quite a while. I don't know how long it's been that way, but
yeah,
right,
I give Colton's rig credit, but Colton is also moving away from that. So
bigger stuff.
He's got a whole nother build going on. He's working on an LS YJ where he's chopping the frame, doing links. I think it was in the rear. I can't remember exactly. And just going all in with it with tons, and I think he said 43 SXs. So,
Well, I mean, it is fun. Like that. There's you can run the baby stuff, and you can be just as capable. But it is sometimes fun to just be straight ignorant with the biggest shit you can put on something. Like there's
you know,
different
overtime's a perfect
satisfaction
example.
from each option, right?
So, yeah, I think we kind of covered what the plans are for next year pretty well.
I don't know about that, but we covered it. We covered something.
Yeah, in the blue collar off road manner, we covered it. We went like all the way around in a circle to get back to the point, but that's just kind of what we've done for 2 years now. 2.5 years? 2 years now.
Oh yeah, just
Not
talking
2.5.
circles. Just talking circles.
I don't know
Seems
why
to be
anyone
working.
listens to this,
I
but
don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, they probably need reminders too.
I'm still trying to figure out why I listen.
Well,
yeah, and you've been on here.
You're obligated to, because you know us, right? It'd be mean if you didn't. You have to help your friends, right? But
Fair
all
enough.
those rando people who don't know us, like, why are you listening?
Comment down below.
Yeah. I will say, it's been super cool, and we have to be really thankful for all of the guests that we've had on the last year. There's too many cool people to name, but thank you all
You guys
for
have
coming
had some
on.
awesome freaking people on here, and I've enjoyed all of the episodes this year. So that's just my opinion. I think you had a guest from Moab area on recently who's got a YouTube channel.
Dave.
Dave, great guy. I actually just ordered one of his welders that he's been advertising.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I need to look up the name. I do want one of those. It's super cool.
Well, check out the one once it comes in. Check out what I got, and then definitely hit him up. It's worth it. I think we'll see what happens. I think it looks really cool from what I've seen from his
it's worth
videos.
having one of those like on the trail. Just makes life so much easier.
Yeah,
something stupid happens, just put it back together.
Exactly. So I'll have that on the rig every time we go out. So that way, if anybody needs it,
Sweet.
we'll be good.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I want to see what your review on it is. Once someone I know has touched one, I probably should consider something for my rig in the
cheap.
future.
Like it blows all those other options out of the water just in cost alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was looking at other ones just to compare pricing, and I was like, oh my god, if I, this would be stupid for me to pass up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Especially because, Dave seemed like a good dude, and if Dave's supporting the guy, I'm willing to hear it out at the very minimum. I'm also, I guess, I should probably thank Dwight, because Dwight was on here, and he was one of the first people that was really helped stepped everything up. His timing couldn't have been more perfect, though. With the flex rocks and rollover stuff going on.
Really, all the trail trash guys have been awesome.
They have, but I'm just giving Dwight a shout out, and the rest of the trail trash guys are the rest of the trail trash guys.
Apparently, they're all second rate.
Yeah,
to Dwight.
Yeah, they are. Not really. Brad, Bart, John, and Casey are awesome fucking people. It's great to have.
What
had
about
them
Eddie?
on. And
Eddie flew in on the seat of his pants for that one episode. That was cool.
Yeah, I'm just bad with names, and there's a lot of them.
Throw you under the bus.
Yeah, feel free. I spent a lot of time under there. I should become a diesel mechanic.
You do let me know.
That's not a career choice I want to make.
A bus?
Please no, Shawn. No bus.
Shawn's buying a bus? God damn it.
No.
He needs a diesel mechanic, Luke. Get back here.
I don't need the
Not
bus.
a diesel mechanic.
I have 2 diesels as it is. I don't need another one.
Have you tried getting a 4.0 that's running?
What?
I mean, we have non-running 4.0s. We're not very good at keeping the running ones, though.
Also, Cody, I have to ask, going back to what you said earlier, why would you put a 5.2 out of a ZJ into a XJ?
It was just
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if that
This
was
is
serious.
the slowest
No.
outro ever.
That's why I
Oh, it is.
ignored him and kept going.
Yeah, and just everyone that's been on's been super fucking awesome. So
and fuck you for listening. You suck. Don't come back. We don't like you.